Alright, welcome everybody to the cybersecurity channel. This is Sway. Today I'm going to be working on Google Capture the Flag Begin Request 2021. Alright, so for this quest we don't have to do make a team or create a login or anything, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Beginner's Quest and we pop up and we have the user interface. Alright, so I didn't find this interface very friendly, but let's go ahead and do challenge 1. So this will be the challenge 1 walkthrough. Let's go ahead and click on it. So we have here, alright, we got an explanation, some, the challenge, I think it's just making it fun, like an adventure. So it looks like we're going to have to find out a password based on the description. So let's go ahead and just open this link in a new tab. Okay, so it looks like we have a password login. So we have to log in with the password. Alright, so let's go ahead and just take a look at the page source. Let's see what we got. Alright, scroll down and see if we can find some script with a password. Alright, so we come in here. This is the script here we want to look at. So it looks like we have client-side script instead of server-side, so this challenge should not be very difficult. Alright, so let's go ahead and read through the code which we have here. Alright, so here we got function that says check password, and looks like we got a document, get ID password value, and then we come here and we have a constant P. I think this is the password, and then we have array.fromv.map, and here A, and it converts to something. We have a bunch of numbers here, so it looks like we have the password, we just have to get it, and we get a wrong password. So let's look through and see what from and map actually do. So let's go ahead and just Google that, do a quick Google search and do array.from, and here we go, we got the Mozilla, and we got an explanation of what it does. So, you know, given an array from foo, it converts whatever we pass into it, whatever argument we pass into it, into an array. So it's going to turn our password into an array. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what array what .map does. There it is, right? Array.prototype.map. Alright, so we got an example here of what it actually happens here. So array.map, and then we have A. So argument A, so we put in argument X, which we're taking in the array, so argument 1, so let's say 1496, and then we're mapping it to an array, and then it's going to map it to a different, this will be the new mapping. So if you see here, expected output is array 1832, so it goes 1 times 2, 2 times 4, 9 times 2 is 18, 2 times 16 is 32, and we get a new array, so map 1 is completely new. Alright, so we take a look at what's going on here a little further. So it looks like we have this value, and then a.charcode at 0. So what does charcode at do? Alright, so let's take a look at what it does, kind of walk through it a little bit. So we have here a sentence, and then we have an index. This is console.log, the character code, sentence.charcode at index 4 is equal to a character. So the character code 113, so this gives us the actual numerical, so charcode at gives us the numerical value of what is at that given index for this array. So sentences are still kind of a string is still considered an array, and if you look at 4, so we go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Q is at index 4, so code 113 is equal to Q, so that's the actual, looks like an ASCII value. So let's go ahead and find the ASCII table, so we can take a look at that and verify that that's what's going on. Alright, so we got it down here. Let's go to 113. It's like it's in decimal value, so we go to 113. It's Q right here. So now we know what we got to do. So it seems like 0x cafe looks like that's an offset. So let's go ahead and just do a let's go ahead and use Python here and see what we got for. In Python, you can just put in a hex representation. The hex representation is 51966. So that's the decimal value of 0x cafe. CAFE, just what it is. So char code at 0, so it's just adding it, so everything's getting mapped to a new number, to a new array with an actual value. So let's go ahead and exit out of that, clear the screen, makes it a little bit easier to look at. Okay, so looks like we need to map this to characters, and and they kind of make it a little bit difficult for us, putting everything out of order, but we can use Python and I'm going to use Vim to actually, as my text editor, to kind of go through this and solve it. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy this, copy the numbers that we have here, okay, and let's go ahead and I'll minimize this here, and I'm just going to start a Vim challenge 1 Python file. I'm just going to set my Vim settings to for Python, and I'm going to go ahead and just go and, alright, I'm going to make a first variable, and I'm going to call the offset's going to equal to 0x CFE. Alright, so this is a number. Okay, and then I'm actually going to paste what I just got, and I'm going to go ahead and replace search and replace the P's and the brackets so I can get what I want into a dictionary format for Python. So I'm going to go ahead and search that and replace it with nothing. Let's try this again. Oh. Started doing this live. Alright, so let's just do it a different way. Let's go ahead and go into block mode. Delete this. Block mode again. Delete this. Okay. And let's go ahead and see if I can go ahead and replace with I'm just gonna go ahead and use visual block mode. Delete a couple things. All right, let's see if I can search and replace this with. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead. Gonna go ahead and replace the brackets with colons, so we can get a dictionary format. And then I'm going to find and replace this with commas. Okay. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead and call this, I'm going to call it password is equal to this. Go ahead and so now we actually have dictionary format for the password. So now what I'm going to do is, so now we have to make an output, let's print it out. So we're going to go through, we know there are 12 characters because 0 to 11, including 0 is 12. So I'm going to go ahead and put start with an empty string is equal to, output is equal to an empty string. And I'm going to loop through, run a for loop I in range 12, and as we loop through it, output is going to be equal to password I, and after we're done we're going to print output. Okay, alright, so this code should actually work. So let's go ahead and write this real quick. Let's go ahead and run it. 3.9 and challenge 01. Not int, can only concatenate string. Oh, sorry. Alright, so I missed a step here. Alright, so sorry, I got ahead of myself here. So for I in range 12, output is going to equal char character, right? So we have to convert the decimal number of the character back into its character format. So we know what the offset is. So offset minus password minus offset, right? So we're going to do minus offset, so because we're going to, it looks like it's offset by a certain amount. So now let's go ahead, that should give us the actual character number. So if, 0xCFE is a certain amount of offset, so, and then we add whatever the character is to that offset. So to get it back, when we come the original character in ASCII, we have to subtract the offset. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it now that we have that. And so let's go ahead and perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and make it a little bit clearer. All right, so we got the result here is good password. You can see it's highlighted as good password. So we got the result. So let's go ahead and go back to the challenge. All right, and we come in here and we type in and we logged in and we have our first flag here. So let's go ahead and submit that and see what happens. Should be the right one. Important note, copy, enter the key. Boom, got it, task completed. All right, thank you for watching this walkthrough of the first challenge in GoogleCTF Beginner's Quest 2021. If you liked the video, hit the like button or subscribe. Thank you.